Introduction to Visual Merchandising. Introduction to the module. In this module you will learn the core features of visual merchandising, hereafter, VM. We will cover the aims of VM as well as its history and evolution. You will learn about the importance of VM within the wider retail context. You will also learn how the correct application of these VM ideas can be an effective tool to increase brand awareness and recall, ensuring repeat business and a sustainable sales increase. Topics to be covered in this module are: Introduction. What is visual merchandising? Aims of visual merchandising. History of visual merchandising. Importance of product presentation. Introduction. VM is the means by which products, goods and services are presented to customers within a retail environment. This is different from, for example, a warehouse or wholesale environment, where such techniques will not apply. VM is more than just the display of products. It encompasses the design and layout of stores, the construction and evolution of displays, and all methods of product presentation. What is visual merchandising? In its most general form, VM is the act of presenting goods or services to make them more enticing to customers. A proper strategy will ensure sustainable sales, not just a one-off increase. A professional visual merchandiser will be concerned with the design and layout of the retail environment, considering the essential components of lighting, color, space, imagery and information. The use of interior and exterior displays and signage. The use of seasonal promotional displays to stay fresh and relevant in the eyes of the customer. VM is a set of techniques that use both creative elements such as design, as well as analytical elements such as customer behavior and intention. There are universal elements to visual merchandising, but strategies will change based on the product or service you're selling. For example, is it a luxury item, or an everyday product? The geographical context or retail location type in which the sale occurs. For example, are you a small market trader, on a busy high street, or in an airport? The social setting. Different people respond better to different kinds of visual merchandising. There is no one-size-fits-all approach for visual merchandising, it's more of an art than a science. Aims of visual merchandising. The core aim of VM is to sell products or services. It seeks to attract and engage customers by making products more attractive, thus increasing the likelihood of a sale. Further than this most basic aim, VM can communicate aspects of your brand to your customers to contribute to brand awareness and brand recall, which are key to ensuring repeat business. Brand awareness refers to the extent to which customers are familiar with the qualities of your products. Brand recall is the extent to which customers locate your products within a particular category. Effective VM therefore contributes to your brand identity. As an example of how effective VM contributes to brand awareness, recall and identity, take a minute to think about the following brands: Chanel, Honda, McDonald's and British Airways, and think of one word to associate with each. Each brand is very different, however through effective VM you're able to immediately conjure up not just some of their products, but the tenets of their brands and the sales experience. History of visual merchandising. As long as human beings have sold things to one another, we have engaged in VM. From the ancient Roman farmer presenting his strongest livestock at market, to a modern homewares brand designing an inviting showroom, buying and selling have always been bridged by visual merchandising. We can broadly separate the history of VM into pre-19th century, 19th century and modern. Pre-19th century. Up until the late 18th century it was not common for shop owners to display large quantities of goods in store. Customers would request what they wanted and the shop owner would fetch the item from a storeroom in the back. The sales procedure was predominantly verbal. 19th century. As retailers began to hold goods in the front, shops began employ basic VM, such as external signage, displays, to attract customers. The Industrial Revolution led to the wider availability of iron and glass, which helped to create shopping arcades with skylights. These enclosed, visually stimulating areas allowed people to browse large quantities of goods. The development of department stores that were open almost every day attracted large numbers of people. As they proliferated, the conversion of a window shopper to a customer became a more elaborate process. Modern. By the 20th century, VM developed into a separate art form, as even famous artists like Andy Warhol were involved. Increased competition between retailers, and a larger, more discerning customer base, fueled the rise of more innovative techniques. Today, the introduction of new tools such as digital displays and 3D technology has further increased the scope of visual merchandising. Importance of product presentation. It helps organize the retail area and makes it easier for visitors to find what they're looking for, which enhances their experience while visiting your store. Furthermore, professionally planned displays aid in improving client attraction, engagement, and education. Increases brand awareness. Popular brands used visual merchandising in the beginning, but now a little company is adopting this strategy, due to the benefit of raising brand awareness among consumers. Determine the customer's intent. It is simple to determine a customer's intent and exert influence over them. With the aid of visual merchandising, customers will be drawn to visit your store. You created a design for your store that is visually appealing. You can anticipate that customers will come to your store. After that, all you have to do is provide your customer with superior goods and services. Attract target shoppers. You may create a visually appealing retail layout using visual merchandising. That will enhance your target consumer base and revenue. For improved service, proper merchandise planning is necessary. Share the product idea. The store may be furnished from the inside out with a specific product idea in mind. The component of your offering that has the greatest value. It may be measured in terms of quality or value. Sharing your product concept through visual merchandising will provide you a competitive advantage in the market. The simplest method of distributing your product ideas is through merchandise displays. The most basic means of VM is the way products are presented. Some important aspects are as follows. Merchandise must be easily visible and accessible to shoppers. A great variety of products can be displayed without risking choice overload if arranged clearly. Too much choice without clear arrangement is an impediment to sales. Products displayed in their usage context help shoppers to better evaluate products, i.e., showing a lamp on a bedside table, or a picture frame hanging on a wall. In-store stimuli will catch the eye of a customer if they're surprising and distinctive. Summary. In this module, you have learned that VM is the means by which products, goods and services are presented to customers within a retail environment. VM seeks to sustainably increase sales and communicate aspects of the brand to assist brand recall and awareness. VM has evolved over time, principally after the Industrial Revolution. Products must be presented to shoppers in an easily visible and accessible way to make a sale.